So again, guys, let's say that you have the misfortune of being in my guard, okay? And I'm a very aggressive guard player. Sorry, it's just how it is. So the things that are going to make a guard effective, right? One is you're probably not going to see me unless I'm trying to squeeze the fuck out of you. You're not going to see me just keeping my legs locked all the time. Usually I'm going to try to establish some kind of connection here, and then I'm going to start to open my guard, and I'm just going to start playing like a spider guard, a butterfly guard. I'm going to try to get one arm in, one arm out. I'm going to try to go for arm bars. I'm going to try to keep your posture broken down. So think about what escapes that you're good at, what guard breaks you're good at, and make sure that you're not doing anything to compromise your position in guard. So like I said, like if we're doing this kind of pass where I'm going to build my posture up, I'll post into his hips here, my forearms are parallel to his thighs, but I'm not digging my elbows into his thighs, I'm just pushing down. I'm going to tuck my tail like a scared dog, I'm going to be looking upward. If I look down, my posture is easy to break down, but I'm looking up, I've got these nice strong posts here. And from here, guys, I'm going to potentially, you see I just widened out my base? Why? Because I know that I don't want to get swept to one side or the other. And I'm going to be posturing up here. Now I'm top heavy, guys. Right? So it's going to be easier for me to go over one side or another. So I really, really want to make sure that when I come up, I have that nice wide base so that it's really hard for that to happen. Now I keep his hips pinned to the ground. I'm pushing on bone here, guys. I'm not pushing on the squishy stuff. So from here, right, I've got my tail tucked like a scared dog, guys. The reason why I say that is because it for one, you're actually going to feel, your opponent's going to feel more pressure on their legs, opening the legs up. That's the main reason why I like to do that. So I think about my tailbone, this little tail that comes down here, it's going right up the butthole, right? Whoop. Right? And then I push down, I'm really heavy here. I bring this leg here, and I want to kind of have my weight a little bit over to this side. Why? Well, I've got a post on this side, and this side I don't as much, right? So I'm going to put my knee right into their tailbone, right? So, and I'm keeping the hips down so that they don't ride up. And then I stand back, and I break their legs open, and from here, my elbows should both be on the inside of their legs, okay? It's okay if they're on the outside, but it's going to be easier if they're on the inside. Now, my coach likes this. I feel like that's more cumbersome for me, right? So since this leg is light, it's free, I don't have any weight on it, I slide it up like this, right? And that's just my personal preference, and I've talked to him about it, and he said that, you know, that's what's more comfortable for him, but he doesn't see a problem with doing it the way that I do it. So that's fine. So I get into this position, I'm watching my elbows, that's the first thing I'm concerned about, and then I need to pass. So at all times, guys, I'm thinking about where am I going to be compromised. For me, what I see most with newer people is this moment. Is this, okay? So this is where they are, okay? The knee sometimes is further in than their hips, and it doesn't take much for that to happen. So watch out for that. You know, if you need to, I'm wondering, you came up, right? And you did that. You can't see that very well, but I put my foot out to the outside a little bit. So you can use that as a bit of a post, maybe. That might be hard on your knee. So really, I would say when you come up here, you tuck in, you want to make sure that your weight's off here so that you have that post. And then you're going to come back, okay? Hopefully you have his legs glued in that. When I do this one, right, where I shuck, right? You know, what I see most with this one is that you can get caught in a hook sweep really easy with this, right? And he's going to put his hook here and take me over that way. But this kickstand here prevents that. What I see a lot of times is people get here and they have that kickstand under, and then they're trying to do this, and sometimes he just needs to twist his hips a little bit. He doesn't need to get the hook in. Oh no! Okay? And if he did that, and I ended up having to post on the mat, the omoplata from there is really easy. The Kimura might be okay. But, okay, so when I'm doing whatever guard pass that I'm trying to do here, right, I am really thinking of how this is going to go wrong the whole time. and I have a couple guard passes lined up that feed off of each other, just like anything else that we're talking about here, right? So pin, pin, up, slide, and he followed, right? Right? So he keeps following with his hips so that I can get to that creamy center. So I go here, right? I'm trying to do this, knee up the center, and he keeps following me. Okay. What about if he's staying really light with his hips, right? And he's being mobile, and maybe he's not allowing me to get to that other one. I might pin his biceps here, right? And then I might come up, move my knee to the center here, and then I punch it down. And here, a lot of times what happens when you do this one is their guard doesn't get opened. That's fine. My knee is through now, right? So I get into my combat base as if they were open anyways. And I might start to pin that leg, right? Right? From here, it's going to be really hard for him to keep playing a guard. Honestly, we have killed his hips. I've started to break free. If he has any sense, he's going to start moving to an open guard rather than trying to maintain that closed guard. So, again, when we're talking about how do we win against somebody that's more advanced than you, again, I'm thinking about how am I going to lose at all times, right? And I'm preventing that loss. How am I going to lose my position? How am I going to get into a worse position? And so from this guard position, I am trying to keep everything as tight as possible. I'm trying to be as smooth as possible. I'm paying attention to little details. If my partner is spazzing out and like keeps trying to go for submissions, right? Then so a lot of times you can actually exploit that. Okay, so if they're not focused on you trying to pass their guard and they just keep trying to pull your arm down like they're trying to go for submissions here, they keep trying to pull down on my head, but they're not using their legs to break my posture or anything like that. And all they're doing is like just keep trying to set up submissions, guys. Their guard's gonna be very loose. They're gonna have all kinds of space here. It's gonna be sometimes you might not even have to break open their guard. Sometimes they'll do it for you, and you're just like, I'm gonna pass you. Okay, so not being spazzy when you're playing the guard is a good way to not get your guard passed. So I guess that's where we'll go from here. But if you were inside the guard and you're trying to work towards a pass and getting to that side control position or some type of top control, don't get submitted in the guard. Try to create space, make everything clean as possible. Follow up each of your escapes with another escape that's compatible with the one that you've been trying to go for, right? So if the first one doesn't work, number 3 will.